Hey, Royal Palms family. I wanted to give you an update and just talk with you a little bit about some of the things that had happened last week with the changes that were going on with the face mask rules that were potentially going to be coming. And now they're here. And so what that's going to mean for us, what we're deciding to do. And so I want to just walk you through those. So in case you hadn't noticed, last week we had talked about how that it seemed like cities and were going to follow through and have their own regulations on face masks. The governor had decided that for the state, it would be up to the cities to be able to make those calls, or the local governments to make the call. So following suit, the city of Phoenix went ahead and voted on that. And so actually last Saturday that went into effect, the face mask rule. So let me read it to you, and I just want to just show you briefly what that looks like and what that means. In short, the church is not exempt from this. You know, a lot of us have wondered, is the church exempt? Because, this was earlier on when we had the shutdown stuff, there were what was deemed essential and non-essential. This has nothing to do in terms of that. I want to show you just really quickly what it said here. This is essentially for everyone, 6 years old and up, and they're asking that everybody in the city of Phoenix, I mean, this is a huge city, that we're going to have face masks. And they want it says when you leave your home and you wear it whenever you're within 6 feet of another person who's not a member of your family or your household. So that being said, I want you to know that that's the basic rule here. Now there's exceptions, of course, and you can look and see affects kind of your day-to-day life, everyday, day-to-day life there. So this is the deal, though. As we look at this and as we have sought advice on how to do this, it appears that this is just for everybody. And so as a result, here's what we're doing at the church. We're moving from when we say we highly recommend to just saying we would need you to wear a face mask when you come. So those of us who are up on the platform, while I'm preaching, while we're doing music, all that, we're not going to wear them. But when we come down, we're going to have our masks, especially as we interact with each other. But if you saw the rules there, it's for you, especially when you cannot socially distance within 6 feet. So I'm going to say this. Here's what I want you to think about, church family. This is how it's going to look. When you come in, you need to have a mask. If you don't have a mask, we will give you a mask. And when you come in, find your spot. We've tried to do a good job in terms of socially distancing our seats. And so if you are, you can safely sit 6 feet away, kind of off, and you feel comfortable, then go ahead. You can take your mask off. But we want to try to be in line and with what we see happening around us. Now, some people would we get kind of burdened on this because we don't know how to answer. We don't know how to deal with this because everything kind of has gotten to the political and everything has gotten kind of murky. And we all have opinions on all of this stuff. Let me just tell you the perspective that I'm coming from and that others I've sought wisdom from on this. This is where we're at. I want to read you a verse that's really helped me to process this. And this comes from 1 Peter chapter 2. Submit to every human authority because of the Lord, whether to the emperor or as a supreme authority, or to governors as those sent out by him to punish those who do what is evil and to praise those who do what is good. For it's God's will that you silence ignorance of foolish people by doing good. Submit as free people, not using your freedom as a cover-up for evil, but as God's slave. Honor everyone. Love the brothers and sisters. Fear the Lord. Fear God and honor the emperor. When you think of verses like that, what I want you to think is this is why we're doing this, guys. We're not. Everybody's got an opinion on everything right now. I'm not a doctor. And it seems like whatever news site you read, there's might be even a different opinion. But this is law right now. And as a church, we want to honor those God has placed above us. In fact, I love what a friend of mine, another pastor, has written. This is what he wrote to his congregation. I think this is a great way to put it. He said, in a time of great disunity in the world and even among Christians, we need to show unity and respect those in authority over us. He says, if they were asking us to do something against God's word, that would be different. But it's a small inconvenience with potential health benefits for everyone. He says, I'd ask that you would show the fruit of the Spirit in your attitudes, words, and actions when dealing with this very controversial matter. Now, I think that's a great way to put it. You know, there's a lot of controversy out there. To wear one, to not wear, it's a minor inconvenience. It's pain. I hate how it feels, you know, especially if you tried running around and they tell you not to in the guidelines to go exercise that way. But it is. But it's not a gospel thing. And you can bet that if there was ever a day that they tried to shut the church down in terms of our ability to preach and teach biblically in the gospel, that's a whole different issue. But we want to submit to the authority God has placed over us. We want to honor him. On another side, this is just another way to love our neighbor. You know, we think about what it does. You know, if I could potentially be an asymptomatic carrier, or have it, they say up to 48 hours, you can carry it, but not even show symptoms yet for up to 48 hours. If I can do my best by not trying to transfer those germs or those sickness to somebody else, that's a helpful thing, especially as we're all gathered together. So, like I said, use your wisdom on this. Look and pray. I'll ask you to pray that God would just help you to kind of work through this, especially if this is burdensome for you. But let's do our part to take this on and to be obedient to the government God has placed over us. And in America, we have a whole way to deal with government, and sometimes it gets murky about how we do this, but this is the law right now, and so let's honor that. And let's just trust God with this. So like I said, so Sunday, this is what's going to happen. It's going to play out this way. If you need one, we'll give it to you. If you can safely socially distance and be away from people and you feel comfortable, go ahead. But here's what that also changes. What that also changes is how we're going to be doing kids stuff. So we're going to put a pause on all of our activities right now, partially so that we can kind of rethink through how the new regulations affect us and what that's going to look like and how we require things and how many people we can put in rooms, all that stuff, because we still want to follow all the CDC guidelines in the best way that we can. But that also is because of the numbers keep climbing and they haven't flattened yet, they haven't curved yet. We want to really make sure that we're cautious. And so that means VBS is paused. I didn't say it's canceled, it's paused right now. And so we're looking into maybe a later time, another option for how to do it better. But kid stuff paused right now. That being said, we're not giving up on doing kids activities. Even though we're going to pause them, we're still doing stuff. In case you didn't realize, we're still doing stuff every week. In the same way that I'm putting a Bible study out there and we have online growth groups that are meeting, we do the same thing for kids. In fact, I was talking with Jackie Fry this morning, and here's some things that we do. We have Sunday school for children every Sunday, and you can go to our Facebook and get that stuff. That's for you. I know there's coloring pages and there's a video and all of that to help teach the lesson. Parents, this is where it's your time to step up. This is the time where I think the rubber meets the road. I mean, really, if we're really going to be the people that God has called us to be as parents too, recognize that as much as it burdens my children's people, from Jackie and Josh and Jackie Pilkington, that we can't get to your kids all the time and the way that we wanted to. Biblically speaking, guys, it is on us as parents to minister to our children. Notice what he says here in Deuteronomy 6:4. Listen, Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength. These words that I'm giving you today are to be on your heart. Repeat them to your children. Talk about them when you sit in your house, when you walk along the road, when you lie down, and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them be a symbol on your forehead. Write them on the doorposts of your house, on your city gates. Do you see this? This is on the family. Talk to them about your children. So guys, part of what I want to make sure that you're doing is we're doing our best to put out the content. In fact, Wednesday night, tonight, there's a Zoom thing for our children. You can get on our Facebook page and get that. You can contact us through the Facebook page and just say, hey, how do I get this for my kids? And we'll get you connected to that. We're doing a lot of this, but really, here's where it doesn't work. It doesn't work if you as the parents aren't doing the job to minister to the kids. So guys, this is, and the truth be told is we're doing our best to try to to reach the kids and give you stuff. But in the reality is, God holds me accountable for my kids. He's going to hold you accountable for your kids. And so families, this is a time, especially when we can't meet, that I think it's time to start building into our lives how to minister to our kids better. You know, obviously we can meet as a church, but there's not anything for the kids programs. But now let's look at discipleship the way it was actually always meant to be, which is the family discipling its own kids. So we're giving you opportunities and tools, and we want you to take advantage of those. Right? Remember, you can go to our website too and get a subscription to Right Now Media. It's like the Netflix of Bible studies. And I would say, don't just sit and put a show on for the kids, but sit with them and then talk with them about it. Learn the Bible story with them. Really go for that. That's what God wants us to do at this time. So I think it's kind of a unique thing too. So even though right now it's sad we can't do the kids programs together in person, this is a time for us to really step up and to really make that impact and to be the mom and the dad that we've called to be, the grandma or the grandpa, if you're ministering to the kids, that you've been called to be at this time. Disciple them and work on them and share the Bible with them. Don't just wait until church gets back up. What a terrible thing to do. And so I want to say that God's plan is not that you just pause any of that, or you just hand your kids YouTube or whatnot, but that parents take time into your schedule to sit with your kids and to disciple them in this time. We will help you. We'll give you the tools to do this, and we're going to walk alongside you. But God's holding you accountable for your own kids. And so I want to encourage you to do that. And it's a cool thing when you see your kids looking at you as the spiritual leader. It's a cool thing when they're looking to you for the advice. And it can be a frightful thing for a parent too, but we want you to do that. All right, so in summary, guys, starting Sunday, we're moving beyond the highly recommend to it's required. But we'll have stuff to try to help you. If you forget, don't worry. We got them for you. We're not going to make you do this will not count. As much as, you've all done that. You've gone to the grocery store and you've done that. That's not going to count. We'll have masks to help out. And then if you can safely social distance, you feel comfortable, go for it. And then pause on all the activities of phase 2 right now. You just got to wait. Until then, remember, we're cleaning everything all the time. We've got a new way of we're sanitizing chairs and high-touch areas and doing offering in the offering boxes. And we're still offering everything online for worship too. So that's available for you guys. And we want to this is a weird time, guys. It's a time of change, and it's happening all the time. And so just bear with us, buckle up, and but let's keep our focus on doing what God's called us to do. And let's stay unified. Let's stay unified in how we talk about this, and let's let God work on us too. And chisel out at this time the things He needs to chisel out on us, and to be really to say, hey God, make me who you want me to be, and use this time, even during this time where I'm at, help me to be more like you, and see what God wants to do at that time. Especially it's challenging to either have to make these changes, or to have to wait longer, or to have to be the Bible teacher you never thought you were going to be in the house, or to have to submit to things that you never thought, I don't know if I want to have to do that. But guys, we love you. And we are excited about ministry keeps going on. And this Sunday too, especially, we got a baptism. God's been working. And so this is a time to celebrate that this has not stopped. It's through relationships that are still going on that God is working through the people of Royal Palm. So get ready. You'll get to see that online, or if you're here in person, you'll get to see it happen as well. I'm really, really ready for that one. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, God bless you guys. And like I said, look out. God is going to be working in great ways, and we get to be part of this. This is going to be one of those times where we'll look back at the craziness of this all, but see God's hand through it all. And let's work with them. Let's go with them and find new ways to minister too. And so, guys, God bless you. Be in prayer, and we'll talk to you soon enough.